Okay, so in 2021, I decided to take a conscious decision of watching some handpicked cinema, some classic movies, some rather recent movies, and basically all the other movies that try to break free from the convention. And in today's video, I want to talk about 5 best movies that I've seen in 2021 so far. This is not a review video for any of those movies. This is just me straight up thanking the people who made such movies possible. Before starting, I want to say that narrowing it down to 5 movies was really tough. Probably I should have done top 10, but then I realized that the video was getting really big and most of you guys would have just left in the middle. I mean, you might still leave in the middle, but hey, at least I'm trying. So let's start. Here are the 5 best movies that I've seen in 2021 so far. At number 5 comes a movie called Eb Aleu. It's a Hindi film directed by Pratik Vats. The film revolves around a migrant who's trying to figure out his footing in the big city of Delhi while working as a monkey repeller. There are several scenes in the film that make you dive right into the setting and give you a holistic idea of the situation and the culture that prevails in India. The movie is different from a lot of movies I've seen previously because of how uniquely it tries to show the struggle of a migrant in a big city like Delhi. It also throws a light on the normalization of employee harassment and the disrespect of the skills and the talent that is actually required for performing these menial jobs. There's this scene in a film where the protagonist gets trapped in a monkey cage. That scene just made me claustrophobic to my core. Like seeing him in that cage and then imagining as to how every day several monkeys are trapped in a cage like this just so that we human beings don't have to face the slightest of inconvenience. This really makes me question my privilege. The movie is available on Netflix, so I'll highly recommend you guys to go and check it out. A friend of mine named Anant recommended me this film, so thank you, Anant. At number 4 comes a movie called Court. I'm sure a lot of you must have already heard of the film. It was India's Oscar entry for the best foreign language film for the 88th Academy Awards. The film is directed by the brilliant Aman. It's a Marathi film which is about an aged Marathi folk singer who's living in Mumbai and is arrested for a very bizarre charge. The charge was that one of his songs drove a manhole cleaner to commit suicide and therefore he's responsible for his death. While working on this video, I came across an article and there's a line in the article which I think summarizes Court really well. The line goes like, a courtroom drama usually offers at least some of the following elements: a fiery orator, high stakes, an evolving case, thrilling arguments, and some degrees of resolution. Court offers none of it, but it's still a masterpiece. Court kind of addresses the elephant in the room for me, the elephant in the room which no one likes to talk about in our country. The fact that Court was made on a very, very slim budget makes me garner even more respect for the people who made this film possible. Court shows the true power of cinema, and that's probably the biggest reason for me as to why it's one of my favorite films. If you haven't seen this film yet, it's streaming on Netflix. Please go and check it out. At number 3 comes a Danish film called Another Round. It's a 2020 film and it was awarded as the best international feature in this year's Academy Awards. To be honest, this is one of my favorite non-Hindi or English film. The plot of the film is pretty simple. 4 high school teachers consume alcohol on a daily basis to see how it affects their social and personal life. I don't want to dive too much into the details of the film and then end up giving spoilers, but I just want to say that the ending sequence of this film is one of the best ending sequence I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how to explain it. It just feels brilliant. A trivia about the film, the director of the film, Thomas Winterberg, lost his daughter during the production of the film, and for this very reason the film was just about to shut down, but then Winterberg decided that he needs to complete this film no matter what. In the Oscar acceptance speech, he said that, "I remember showing my daughter one of the drafts of the screenplay and she literally went like, Dad, you have to make this movie." So I had to finish this movie for her, I guess. I mean, if this is not going to convince you to watch the film, then I really don't know what will. The movie is streaming on Amazon Prime. Check it out. Hopefully you won't regret it. At number 2 comes a classic film from 1990 Goodfellas by Martin Scorsese. The film has some amazing cast, including Ray Liotta, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and many more. Don't really need to say anything else about the film. I mean, it has Scorsese, it has De Niro. What else do you need? So let's move on to the next film. I'm kidding. Obviously, I'm going to talk a little more about this film. Goodfellas is a classic gangster movie about a young man who grows up in a mob and works very hard to advance himself through the ranks. He enjoys his life of money and luxury, but is oblivious to the horror that he causes. A drug addiction and a few mistakes ultimately unravel his climb to the top. It is based on a book Wise Guy by Nicholas Pileggi. If you've seen the film Gangs of Wasseypur by Anurag Kashyap, then you'd be intrigued to know that a lot of the ways in which Wasseypur is shot and is filmed is inspired from Goodfellas. Right from using a narrator's voiceover throughout the film to adding that comedic sense in a murder, Wasseypur and Goodfellas bear a lot of resemblance. It's said to be one of those films that revolutionized the way gangster films were made in Hollywood, and it's surely one of the best gangster films ever made. Watch it on Netflix and let the magic of Martin Scorsese amaze you. Okay, so at number 1, the best movie that I've seen so far in this year is Fight Club. I know I should have bought this movie earlier. I don't know what I was waiting for, but I finally watched it in April and I was filled with an instant feeling of regret for not watching it earlier. I don't think I need to give you any synopsis as to what the film is about. I just say that I've learned a lot from Fight Club. I've learned how to not take myself so seriously. I've learned as to how I'm not anyone special. To quote Tyler Durden, you're not a snowflake. I know all this may sound really dark at this point, but I think it's just something that all of us have to accept moving forward in our life. Self-improvement is masturbation. This is a philosophy that I didn't quite agree with at the start, but then I slowly started to realize that it helps you in just not giving a fuck. Like no one cares about you. Stop thinking so highly of yourself. Stop finding that perfect way of doing something. Just go out there and do it. I know all of this sounds really dark, but once you watch the film, it kinda starts to make sense. So that's it. These are the 5 movies that I've watched in 2021 and happen to like. 1917, Pulp Fiction, Minari, Promising Young Woman. These are also some of the movies I've watched and some of the movies that really moved me but didn't really quite make it to the list. I wonder why. So, 7th YouTube video. I still don't have an outro, but I have 4 or 5 people who are constantly watching my videos now and who have subscribed to my channel. I just want to say to you guys that I really love you and thank you so much for taking the time out of your life and watching my videos. It really means a lot to me, and I'm just grateful for these 4 or 5 people. Still not ready to start promoting my content. Maybe from the next video I will, because there's going to be a significant improvement in the video quality from the next video onwards. So stick around and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Goodbye.